Item 6, deputations. I've agreed to hear one deputation this evening from Kathryn Jacobs in relation to Camden's Climate Action Plan. Hi, Kathryn. You have 3 minutes, Kathryn, to address the council, and when your 3 minutes is up, you will hear an officer say time. Okay. You can start.
We congratulate the Council on their development of the Climate Action Plan in 2020. However, important points related to food were raised during this process, which the Council is yet to act on. According to Camden's consumption emissions profile, the largest three sources of household emissions within the borough were food, housing and transport. The 2021 London report showed that meat is the single largest contributor of consumption-based emissions stemming from food, almost 27%. Whilst it makes up only 5% of the volume of food consumed by Londoners. Additionally, a 2021 Chatham House report explained that animal farming and fishing are the primary causes of biodiversity loss globally. The Citizens' Assembly held in 2019 found that residents wanted the council to encourage low-carbon dietary choices and green the council's operations. On the council's own website, residents are told that the number one thing they can do to cut CO2 emissions is to eat less meat and dairy produce. The 2021 London report states that if Londoners reduce their meat intake by 70%, it would cut London's consumption-based emissions by 20%. The 2021 Chatham House report states that global dietary patterns need to converge around diets based more on plants, owing to the disproportionate impact of animal farming on biodiversity, land use and the environment. Camden's consumption emissions profile promotes the Eat Lancet diet, which is based on a report that says a diet rich in plant-based foods and with fewer animal-sourced foods confers both improved health and environmental benefits. Furthermore, it stipulates that staying within the safe operating space for food systems requires a combination of substantial shifts towards mostly plant-based dietary patterns. As well as reducing emissions, plant-based diets require 1/4 less fresh water, 76 less farmland, and prevent acidifying and eutrophying emissions which degrade land and water ecosystems. So our request is that Camden Council follow through on its own reports by committing to serve only plant-based fare at catered meetings and events for which it is responsible. The Council has the opportunity to lead the way for its residents to take up plant-based eating habits themselves, which is a necessary step in addressing the climate emergency. We hope that the Council will honour its constituents by taking this step. The other councils that have done this so far, who have made plant-based commitments, are Lewisham, Enfield, Oxfordshire County, Cambridge City, Exeter, Faversham and Hythe Town Councils.
Thanks very much, Kathryn. Can you just turn off the microphone? Thank you. Does any member wish to ask a question of the deputy? Okay, Councillor Ayala. Put your microphone on because we can hear it.
Is this also in connection with the plant-based treaty? Have you heard about this proposal? No? Okay.
Thank you. You can respond right at the end after, because I think we've got a couple of questions and then you can respond. Councillor Chung.
Thank you for the deputation, Kathryn. I've been lobbied quite a lot recently on this issue, and I agree with you. We've got free school meals now in train, which is fantastic. And I've taken on board the fact that children must be also given the choice of vegetarian, vegan meals. I personally think it's going a bit too far and a bit too quickly to make school meals all totally vegan. But what I've said is that we need to ensure that the procurement process, while we've got the opportunity to incorporate free school meals, that the contract does include a consideration of good, hot, nutritious food that children will eat that is also plant-based.
Thank you. Do you want to respond? Oh, got one more quick question.
I
think your point doesn't take into consideration how expensive it can be to only be plant-based. I come from a position where my daughter, having had so many allergies, was on a vegan diet for quite a while, and it is expensive. Buying oat milk is more expensive than buying cow's milk. So I don't understand what point you are trying to make. In the middle of a cost of living crisis, it is cheaper to eat chicken and chips. That's £1.99 or £2.50 compared to that, you know, a healthy veggie meal that costs more to buy fruit and veg. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Meady. Do you want to respond to those 2 points from councillors? You don't have to if you don't have a response to them. If you turn your mic on.
Yeah, I can come back to any of those points after sort of conferring a bit more. Yeah, I can email back. Yeah, I think, yeah, that would be good. Yeah,
Okay, we'll
thanks.
get a response now from Councillor Harrison. Councillor Harrison, do you want to respond?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for your deputation. This is a really important issue for the reasons that you identify, and it's the sort of thing we have made progress on in recent years. For example, we work with the Refugee Community Kitchen to deliver catering for climate-related events, such as our community-focused sharing spaces events throughout Camden. All of that catering is plant-based. Schools has been mentioned, and our school climate charter consists of 10 commitments, one of which specifically addresses food and educating students about the benefits of eating less meat and offering plant-based solutions. We have 23 Camden schools who are signatories to the climate charter, and through the catering contract, we are looking at ways to further extend plant-based options for schools going beyond the current meat-free day offering. As a council last year, we ran a public information campaign on the climate crisis, which shared information about the carbon and environmental impact of what we eat, and as part of all the choices we make in our daily lives. And the food part of that campaign provided information about the impact of the production of meat and dairy, and it gave tips to residents to help them switch over to low-carbon diets. The council hosts information to support this in the What You Can Do section of the Climate Crisis web pages, and that includes things like signposting people to services locally, such as the Veg Box. The request for a full switch to plant-only options is something that will require a bit further consideration by us than we've been able to give in the last few days, but it's something I'll be happy to look into in greater detail and get back to you as deputies and your fellow deputies on once we've had time to complete that piece of work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Harrison, and thank you, Kathryn, for your deputation. Thank you. Okay, we now move to items